Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can.
Okay, fine, 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 fine. Okay, now if you can see here in the Excel file, uh, there are 14 statistical parameters
Yes.
accumulated in the various rows and columns. So first column, value of standard error is described. In the second column, value of median is described. Then mode, standard deviation, standard error, sample variance, kurtosis, skewness, range, minimum value, maximum value, summation, count, and condition. Okay. So first of all, in machine learning, predictive modeling is done by two ways. First way is you can do prediction via classification when you want to predict some class that is some discrete value, that is called as classification. I'll give you one example. If you want to classify various kinds of flowers in a garden, then you must go for capturing various features which describe the particular type of flower, and then machine learning model will be used to predict which type of flower it is, whether it is of red color or white color or anything else. This is first problem. In second way, prediction is done by regression, which we have already studied using least square technique. So here continuous value will be predicted. That is why when you want to predict continuous value, then you must go for second approach, that is prediction via regression. So now the problem which we are going to see here is related to classification. So now if you see this last column where it is mentioned as condition. Now Amey and Kshitiz, you both, can you go to the how many conditions are there? Can you just check it? Now here on the screen I can check the name of condition is written as good. How many samples are there for good condition?
For good, 50 samples are there.
50 samples are there. Okay, which is next condition?
Notch wear.
What's where? How many samples?
For notch wear, 50 samples.
50 samples. Then go to next condition.
Nose wear,
Nose
Nose
wear
view.
again 50 samples. Then notch wear. Go to next one.
Slang.
yes sir. Flank wear,
Okay, which is the last one? Flank wear and then
Tool
tool breakage,
breakage.
tool breakage.
And crater
Last
wear.
two is
Hello, sir.
yes
Last
sir.
one is crater wear.
crater wear. Okay. So how many conditions are there total? Six, right?
Uh, yes.
Food condition, crater wear, flank wear, no wear, notch wear, and a tool breakage.
6 conditions.
Six conditions are there.
Yes, sir.
For
Yes sir.
each tool condition, there are 50 samples.
Yes
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So how many total samples are there?
300.
300.
300.
Okay. Okay. So since we are dealing with the classification problem or classification modeling, the classes which we want to predict or the classes which we are targeting upon are nothing but conditions. Have you got this? First of all, you must understand that these are the classes which we want to predict using our model.
So this is the
So,
output variable condition.
yeah, correct, correct,
Okay.
correct. So on the screen, when you are feeding the data as an input in the real time, the data which corresponds to one of these conditions must be displayed as an output. That means it is predicting the class. That is, it is predicting the discrete value. Have you got this?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Sure. Okay. So now, if I want to make a model for all such conditions or classes, I need to capture the signature, or I want to I have to capture behavior or description of all these classes. Then and then only we will be able to make a model out of it, isn't it? So now what I'll do, see, this is the data which has been acquired for the machining vibrations on lathe machine. So in the first operation, good tool, that is new tool, a tool without any failure was used for a machining, that is turning operation. And during that turning operation, the vibration data has been captured. Okay,
Okay.
have you got this? Can you
Yes, sir.
repeat what I said?
Yes, sir.
Can you repeat what I said?
Sir, first we used a tool in good condition for machining, and then we got this data.
Yeah, so this data is nothing but machining vibration. So for acquiring this particular data, accelerometer was used as a sensor, which was mounted near to the tool post. Because since we want to capture vibration of tool, because our ultimate aim is to map the vibrations with the tool condition. So we must connect the accelerometer to the near to the tool. So that is why we have pasted it on or connected it near to the tool post. Okay. So
Yes,
now,
sir.
uh, since what will be output of accelerometer, and why is accelerometer is used for capturing the vibration? Can you tell me? Like, can you think upon it? First of all, tell me what is vibration. What do you understand by term vibration? Some element is vibrating. That means what?
It is moving repeatedly back and forth about a mean position.
Yeah. So that is nothing but a displacement.
Yes, sir.
So it is displaced from the mean position, and again it came back to that particular position. And this, if this procedure repeats, then we call it as vibrations.
Vibration.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can we measure acceleration? Yes.
Mm, right.
Yes, sir.
Because rate of change of displacement will be velocity, and velocity, rate of change of velocity will be acceleration. So if you want to measure acceleration, usually vibration, usually accelerometer is preferred. So
Yes.
what particular signature or this signal of acceleration with respect to time? So output of accelerometer will be output of accelerometer will be
Acceleration.
yeah, primarily it will be voltage, and then that voltage will be converted into equivalent acceleration using some formula. Okay.
Oh, okay,
Now
sir.
you must ask me question, why is it voltage? How
So because
can output of accelerometer can be voltage? Because definition of sensor is a device which is used to capture various characteristics or variables and convert it into equivalent electrical signals is called a sensor.
yes,
So either it will convert it into, either voltage, you may get output as voltage or resistance, depends on sensor. Basically, these two electrical signals can be considered as output. Because in temperature sensor, you must have heard RTD, resistance temperature detector.
mm,
In
yes,
RTD, output will be change in resistance, isn't it?
mm,
Similarly, for accelerometer, it is voltage. But anyway, using sensitivity formula, that that voltage will be converted into acceleration. Now, next thing is this acceleration. We want to study the change of acceleration with respect to time. So, what will be output which we get in the Excel sheet? What it will be? It will be two columns. First column, it will be time, and second column it will be corresponding value of acceleration in meter per second square.
Hmm.
Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you plot a graph, on x-axis time will be plotted, on y-axis acceleration will be plotted. So this graph will tell you how acceleration is changing with respect to time, and this plot and its analysis is called as time domain analysis. What it is called as?
Time domain.
Time domain analysis, because your signal is changing with respect to time. Now, second response can be frequency domain analysis. Now, you may ask me question.
What
What will
frequency?
be? What is frequency domain analysis?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, what is frequency? Tell me.
So number of oscillations of per second.
Full definition is 1 upon time.
Time period, yes. Or number of oscillations per
हाँ, किंवा reciprocal of time period असं हाँ ते पण चालतं.
हो, sir.
Number of oscillations per
second.
unit time किंवा per
per
second
unit
per
time.
second हाँ. ठीक है. तर now we have time and its equivalent the acceleration at that particular time.
Yes,
Can
sir.
you convert this time domain graph into frequency domain graph?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can.
Yes. Reciprocal of the values of time.
And its equivalent acceleration, or simply saying this was the answer you told me with respect to some formula. If you change the orientation, if you look at the time domain graph from different side, see, when we plot time domain graph as time versus acceleration, if you see from the front view, it will give you time domain graph, how acceleration is changing with respect to time. But if you see that graph from the side view, what you will observe? Maximum amplitude of acceleration, a single line, isn't it? Sir, to me, see, have you understood what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. So we'll get a
See,
straight line from
which
the
will be the
minimum to
maximum amplitude.
maximum.
Yeah. Which will be maximum amplitude of that particular response.
Accelerate. Yes, sir.
So that is called as frequency domain graph. Why I'm telling this? Because these are the approaches which are used to process your signal. Time domain analysis, frequency domain analysis, and so on. But here we have limited our research to only time domain analysis. Fine. Okay. So now, in the similar way, we have a tool which has already simply not failure. It has already failed in various conditions. Like after this, you can select a tool flyer.
Sir, your voice is
From
breaking.
that flyer, can you
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Hello.
Hello?
आता येतोय का?
हो, sir. Yes.
येतोय आवाज?
हो, sir. हो.
Now, what you can do is you can repeat the same procedure. What you can do is to select tool with flank pair. Post again do the same machining and acquire vibration. So now signal which we have captured for a good and tool with flank pair, obviously it will differ, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Because vibrations evolve due to that particular fault will obviously lead to different kind of signal. Maybe frequency will be changed, different, or amplitude will be different, isn't it? Then you have to repeat
Yes,
the
sir.
same procedure for all kinds of faults or kinds of tools. So here there are 6 tool conditions. So we captured data for 6 times. Okay.
Yes,
Have
sir.
you got
Yes,
it?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now tell me count for 50 good condition. For one sample, how much is the count? 100 data points. Okay, nahi?
Oh, sir. 50, sir.
Yes, sir. 100.
So how many samples we have captured for good condition? 50 samples.
50 samples. Yes.
Each sample include 100 data points. So
Yes,
how
sir.
much is the total data points for good condition?
5,000.
5,000.
किती?
5,000.
आवाज कमी झाला तुमचा.
Sir,
5,000, sir.
5,000.
हाँ, 5,000. Now you must ask me question why we have divided our 5,000 data points into 50 samples. Isn't it?
Sir, but what is data point here?
Acceleration.
Value of acceleration.
Acceleration. Data point is nothing but value of acceleration.
Okay.
Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you
Sir,
that
but
that is what I am telling you.
count
First,
100 means what are we doing?
that means first 100 instances or in the first sample. In second sample, later 100 instances after the first 100 instances, like that. It is nothing
Okay.
but for 5,000 instances of time, we have acquired 5,000 magnitude of acceleration. That is considered as data point. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
आता कळलं का नाही कळलं परत सांगू का?
नाही कळलं, sir.
Okay, means
We have captured.
on the time axis
हाँ,
there are 5,000 points, and for those 5,000
yeah,
points we are finding corresponding acceleration.
perfect. So
Okay.
we want to map the tool condition with respect to acceleration only, na? So
Yes,
that
sir.
is why we are considering data point as acceleration itself.
Okay.
So how much data points we have captured for each tool condition? It is
5,000.
5,000. So now
Yes.
you must ask me question, why is this data 5,000 data has been splitted into 50 samples each,
Yes,
isn't it?
sir. Yes, sir.
The reason is if you find out mean, mode, median, kurtosis, skewness, maximum value, minimum value for 5,000 data points, it will give you statistical feature for complete the whole response. But if you want to find out response for smaller regions, if the change in the amplitude of acceleration or frequency occurs smaller regions for all types of classes, then there is no use of calculating statistical features for whole sample or for whole response.
Okay.
And to smaller change in the whole response, we have splitted it into number of samples. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you
It,
say that one
it
second because your voice was
yeah,
breaking?
okay. It may happen that it may happen that the change in the acceleration or frequency may occur only for smaller regions in the whole sample for each two condition. But you know that
Okay.
the whole
Okay, sir.
response. I hope this is clear.
Yes, sir.
That is why we split into some samples so that the whole the big response will be split into smaller packets, and hence statistical analysis will be done for small regions. Thus, the small change in the response can be captured. That is why it is split. Fine.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is how the samples are created for each tool condition. So there are 300 total samples. Have you got it? So what we have done is, for first sample, we have calculated mean, mode, median, kurtosis, skewness, and all parameters. Similarly, we have repeated this process all 300 samples, and this training data file has been generated. Have you got
Yes.
this?
Yes, sir.
How
Yes.
does this file has been created?
Okay.
So now why this data is called as training data? In machine learning, there are two types of data. One is called as testing data. Another one is called as
Training data.
testing data, training data. Now this particular
Yes.
file is called as training. Why is it called as training data? Because we want to train this particular data and we have to build a model. We want to build an empirical model or statistical model for classifying various conditions or classes of cutting tool. That is why it is called as training data. Data which is generated for training the model is called as training data. हे समजलं
Yes.
definition समजली का?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and what is testing data?
Now testing data is when you are doing the when your model is you have your model. After training your model, if you want to test that model, whether your model is giving correct classification or not,
Okay.
then the data which has been captured in the real time and which is fed as input to this particular model, then it is called as testing data. म्हणजे थोडक्यात काय आहे तर you have a model which is used to classify various flowers in the garden. Okay, so there are five types of flowers for which you have made a model, machine learning model for classification. Now you want to test that particular model whether it is working correct or not. So what you do is you again go to the garden, capture the signature for any type of flower out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Suppose if you capture data for second type of flower, you know that it is second type of flower, so you want to test it for them. What you do is you just feed that signature of type number 2, flower type number 2, that particular model, and you just check whether it correctly predicts that class as type 2. So that particular data is called as testing data because it is used for testing the accuracy of the model. कळलं का?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir.
क्षितिज कळलं का? क्षितिज,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Can you repeat?
So basically for training data, our main focus input is the condition, and the machine should learn how the acceleration changes with respect to condition. And then for
Perfect.
testing data, the we feed the acceleration data to the machine, and then the machine should tell us what is the condition.
To the model, yeah, to the machine learning model, and it should tell whether that data has been classified correctly or not.
Okay.
Okay, so is it
Yes, sir.
clear now what is training data, testing data? Shall we go
Yes,
for
sir.
training the model now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, now my wife is sitting beside and now she is laughing because we are traveling to my native place and I'm still busy.
Yes.
Okay, so now you go to Weka, open.
Yes, sir.
Explorer.
Explorer, yeah.
I've opened it.
Here you can go to open file. What happened?
Open file.
Yeah,
Okay.
open file. Correct.
And open that Excel sheet.
Open that particular file. Open that CSV file.
Yes, sir.
डेटा टाइप पहले सिलेक्ट कर नीचे से फिर वो दिखेगी
Oh yes,
स्लाइड.
yes, 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 yes. It is. It should be selected as CSV. Dot CSV. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now what do you observe here? There are two columns. In the first column, serial number is given. In the second column, name is given. So there are 13 feature. Sorry, there are 12 features, and second, the last value will be condition or class which you want
Yes,
to,
sir.
which you target for classification. कळलं का?
हो सर.
कळलं का?
हो सर.
Yes, sir.
Now go to classify. Yeah. Here, test options. See the test options.
सर आवाज कट होता है.
There are 4 options. Using there are 4 options. Use training set, supplied cross validation, and percentage split.
Yes, sir.
So now here we will select cross validation. We will select cross validation, and we will keep number of folds as 10. Okay. So
Okay.
leave it as it is. Leave it as it is. I will explain it afterwards, after getting the results. Now you go to choose. Yes. Now you can see various classifiers here. Go to base. Expand that base. Yeah. So here you can see classifiers from base family. It is base, net, and so on. Okay. Then you can
Yes,
go
sir.
to functions. Here you can see various functions as logistic, multi-layer perceptron, that is MLP, SMO, that is sequential minimum optimization, simple logistic, and so on. Similarly, you can go to lazy classifiers. There you can find K-star algorithm, LWL, and so on. And then lastly, see, these are various families of classifiers which can be used. Now you go to last family, tree family classifiers, which is very famous. How? See, now here you can see J48, LMT, random forest, random tree, RPT, and so on. So you must have heard name of random forest. Those who are doing machine learning course, they must have heard this classifier, random forest, isn't it? I'll explain all these classifiers later. Now you just click on J48, which is basic tree, which is called as decision tree. Okay. So now after this, what you have to do is you have to say start. Yeah. Wait for some 2 minutes. Now you come to classifier output. Okay. Here you just scroll down it to top side. Yeah. Scroll up. Sorry. Yeah. Here you can see all the details. The scheme is given. It is considered the scheme is J48 decision tree. Relation is given as the name of file which we have selected. Instances are 300. Now, what is meaning of instances and what is meaning of 300? Can you tell me?
So the instances are the sets of 50
number
of
of
100
samples.
each
Yeah, number of samples.
samples.
That is why it is called considered as, or it is labeled as instances. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what
Yes,
is
sir.
attributes? What do you understand by attributes? There are 13 attributes.
So they are the parameters.
Features, the
Yeah,
parameters of
features.
features.
Correct. Okay. Now test mode, we have selected it as
Tenfold
tenfold
cross
cross
validation.
validation. ये मैं आपको बताता हूँ थोड़ी देर में. Now I forgot to mention one thing. Yes, if you just go to left side, there you just see the tab above the button start.
Norm
It is,
condition.
we have selected it as condition. So here you can select various other but here we want to classify the, we want the machine learning model for education. That is why we have few class. or this
सर
the
आवाज ब्रेक
output
होता है.
which you want.
हेलो.
Into target the classification or the attribute for which you want, which you target the classification can be selected here. We are what condition, right?
Yes sir.
So that is why कळलं का?
Sir, can you repeat
क्षितिज?
that? Your voice was breaking a lot.
सर आवाज तुटत होता
Okay,
म्हणजे.
okay, I will repeat. The attribute for which you are targeting the classification is to be selected here. We are making model for classifying what? Condition, right?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Condition.
That is why condition is selected here. समजलं का?
हो सर.
Acha, okay,
हाँ.
okay, right.
हाँ, समझा ना?
So
हाँ.
these
ठीक
will
है.
change depending upon the name of the columns which you have
Yeah,
given the
yeah,
Excel file.
yeah. Since we have selected condition here, the output will be class condition. According to the condition, with respect to condition, the model will be classified.
Okay.
Okay sir. Yes sir.
Sir, so by default it chooses the last column.
Yeah.
No, the last
Yes.
column is the output variable. That's why we have
It
selected it.
must
Right?
be
Okay,
last
okay.
column always. Yes. Yes. So your training data must include class in the last column always.
Okay.
समजलं का?
हो सर.
हा, आता स्क्रोल डाऊन कर एकदम खाली आउटपुट मध्ये.
Confusion matrix होता.
Yeah, confusion matrix. Now I will explain this confusion matrix. Here, how many rows and how many columns are there?
6 columns.
6 columns and 6 rows. Okay.
Yes.
So confusion matrix, in rows of confusion matrix, actual classes will be displayed, and
Yes, sir.
in the other side predicted class will be. कळलं का मी काय म्हटलं? Can you repeat?
So on
columns,
the
columns will be actual and
Can you
rows will
repeat?
be predicted.
Yes, correct. कळलं?
Okay.
So now I will explain this. So for good condition, that is for A, how many samples were there? 50 samples.
Yes.
How much do you see? Okay, before that, tell me where will be the union of A and A? A predicted and A actual, where it will meet?
At A11 means the
Yeah,
element,
correct.
first
A11.
element.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that means first place of diagonal, major
Yes.
diagonal. A11, correct. So how ideally how many samples should be there?
50.
All 50.
50.
But how much do you see?
47.
Okay, so that means correctly classified samples are 47. 2 are misclassified samples in B condition, that is in notch wear. समजलं का मी काय म्हणतोय?
हो सर.
And one sample will be misclassified in condition E, that is tool breakage.
Yes sir.
समजलं का?
Oh, yes sir.
Now similarly, and now you explain me next steps.
Sir, in the second thing, it is
You try one by
48 have
one.
been
Salam.
48 have been identified correctly as notch wear,
Correctly.
and 2 have been
Misclassified.
misclassified as good.
Perfect. Next.
So in the nose where 44 are correctly classified, 3 are classified as flank wear and 3 are classified as crater wear.
Perfect. So similarly, you can go for all other classes. Samjha?
Oh, yes, sir.
Sir, but why is
So
it
now
not
if
classifying all 50? Because data तो हमने दिया है ना, तो हम उस
बताता हूँ. Let
yes,
me complete the meaning of confusion matrix first, and then I will explain your query.
yes sir.
सर हे
So now if
कन्फ्युजन
I
मॅट्रिक्स बेसिकली सर हे कन्फ्युजन मॅट्रिक्स बेसिकली आपण मॉडेल क्लासिफायर मॉडेल इम्प्लिमेंट केल्यानंतर हा कन्फ्युजन मॅट्रिक्स आलाय राईट.
perfect. But now you must ask me question. Where is the test data? There is no test data. So how
The
this
test data
confusion
have
matrix
been
has been plotted?
so the test data has been like it is basically a part of the Excel file, right? Basically
No.
the
See, this all question I will answer later. Let me complete the confusion matrix first.
okay.
Okay, now if I want to measure the classification accuracy for this confusion matrix, what you will do? You will take average of elements which are placed in diagonal, isn't it?
Yes sir.
मग करा बरं
Upon
किती येते
total
average सांगा. 47 plus 48 plus 44 plus 41 plus 48 plus 41 divided by 6. किती येतं सांग?
44.83.
किती?
44.83.
हा पर्सेंटेज किती येतं सांग 100 मध्ये?
sir
50 out of
89.6.
44 किती?
89.6%.
मग आता तिथे जरा
89.6.
वरतीच आहे. क्लासिफायर आउटपुट मध्ये थोडस वरती इथे ती अॅक्युरसी बरोबर आली का बघ, चेक कर. थांब. नाही एवढं वर नाही, इथे खाली आहे अजून. हा तिथे दिसतंय बघ.
Detailed accuracy by
Correct.
class.
कुठे?
हो सर.
Correctly classified instances are 269.
Right.
Incorrectly classified instances are 31.
30.
Okay. So what will be the classification accuracy? 89.66. Barabar?
Yes sir.
Oh yes sir.
So the conclusion is how to read the confusion matrix. The conclusion is elements which are placed in major diagonal are considered as correctly classified samples or correctly classified instances, and elements which are placed in non-diagonal elements or elements which you see in the non-diagonal elements, those instances are considered as wrongly classified instances or misclassified instances. कळलं का?
Oh
Yes
yes
sir.
sir.
Now you can ask me question that here there was no element. How is it not? Barabar, you must have got this question. बरोबर का?
सर आवाज ब्रेक झाला परत, सो ऐकू नाही आलं.
Since there is no test data, how does this confusion matrix displayed?
Yes sir. Yes sir.
So the test mode which we have selected is called as cross validation test mode. K fold cross validation. That means
Yes sir.
the training data will be, so here we have selected 10 folds. Do you remember
Yes
the
sir.
number
Yes,
of folds which were 10? So the training data will be splitted into 10 folds. Each fold will be treated as test data and the classification accuracy will be calculated. So first fold will be selected as test data and it will be compared with the model. Then second fold will be selected and then again it will compared with the model. Similarly, all 10 folds will be selected as test data and it will be compared with the model and accuracy is calculated. And then average of all those 10 tests will be taken and then final accuracy will be displayed. ये समझा क्या क्या किया हमने? So that means if you don't have test data, if you want to check your model within the training data itself, then you can take test data as some of the folds of that particular training data ना. समझ में आ रहा है क्या?
Sir,
इसका
fold
मतलब
of the
you
data
are
मतलब
checking. हाँ,
fold of the data means
मतलब ये मतलब पार्ट्स किए रे हमने, स्प्लिट किया, 10 छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स किए और उसमें से एक एक फोल्ड मैंने चूज किया और उसको मैंने टेस्ट डेटा ऐसे अज्यूम किया. अरे मतलब क्या है, मैं तुझे बताता हूँ. सपोज इफ यू हैव 10 डेटा पॉइंट्स और 10
yes.
सैंपल्स, तो तू क्या करता है, यू डिवाइड दैट 10 सैंपल्स इनटू 10 पार्ट्स. तो एक पार्ट में कितना सैंपल हो गया, एक एक सैंपल हो गया.
Okay.
So you treat that particular sample as test data. So you
Okay, मतलब यहाँ
for
पे जो
10 various. हाँ, बोल बोल.
ये जो J48 क्लासिफायर है, पहले उससे मॉडल बनाया और फिर मतलब 500 के ग्रुप्स को टेस्ट डेटा माना.
Your voice is not clear actually.
Sir,
I think
firstly,
I have. Go ahead. Go ahead.
hello.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sir, so first we classified the data using this J48, and then we split our 5000 data points into 500 ka folds, and then we considered that as the test data, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the model will be trained tested for 10, 10, 10, 10, 4. मतलब 1, 1, 1, 4 out of 3. इसका मतलब क्या है? 30 ना. हेलो,
Sir, your
आवाज
voice
ब्रेक होता
is
है का?
yes, sir, a
सर
lot.
आवाज ब्रेक
हाँ,
होतोय.
हाँ मी बोलतो परत बोलतो. 300 सॅम्पल 10 फोल्ड्स केले म्हणजे फोल्ड मध्ये किती सॅम्पल आले?
10.
We have 300 samples.
Acha,
We
300,
split
okay.
those
30,
samples
30.
into 10 folds. तो एक फोल्ड में कितने आए? 30.
येस सर.
हाँ. So now what I'll do, I train the model J48 tree model. I train it for 300 samples first. Okay, I got the model, numerical model. I got it based on 300 instances. After that, now I want to test it, but I really don't have testing data because I don't want to go to my workshop again. Just a minute, hold on.
Yes, sir.
So now I want to check the accuracy of the model. I want to test my model whether it is correct or not. But I really don't have data. I can't go to the workshop right now, and I can't capture new data. है ना?
Yes, sir.
समझ में आ
येस
रहा है
सर.
क्या? तो हम क्या कर
Yes,
सकते हैं?
so
तो
we'll
हम क्या कर सकते हैं?
so we'll use the part of the training data and we'll make it as test data only,
Ah,
and we'll train it on the
correct. So that
remaining
is what
data.
is, yes. So that is what is done in the cross validation test mode. The
Yes.
data, training data itself, it will be splitted into some folds. That is why it is called as K fold cross validation. So that means you have to check your model within the same data distribution. Now, what is meaning of within the same data distribution? Because you are using test data from training data itself, some part of training data itself. That is, it is called as within the same data distribution. So if you make
Okay,
10
sir.
folds and if your accuracy is good, because 10 folds, if you consider, then single fold will be substantially less than if you compare it with the training data samples, because you have you have trained your model for 300 samples and you are testing it for only 30, and if you are getting accuracy above 90%, then that means for smaller data also your accuracy is good. So even if you get such kind of data, small kind of data in the future, and if you are getting good accuracy, that means your model is reliable. That is why this kind of test mode is preferred. समझते का
Okay,
why
sir. Yes,
is
sir.
it why is it considered? Now you just discuss for 2 minutes, you too. I'll get back to you by 2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
समझा ना तू? हेलो
हेलो, हाँ, बट मुझे कोई डाउट है।
बोल ना।
ये जो जो फोल्ड्स हैं, ये हम 10 की बजाय 100 करते या फिर 10 की बजाय 5 करते तो क्या इफेक्ट होता? मतलब इंक्रीज या डिक्रीज करने से क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
देख, ऐसा मैंने पढ़ा है, मतलब मैंने वो कोर्स किया था ना मशीन एमएल का, तो उसमें क्या रहता कि गुड वैल्यू ऑफ के इज बिटवीन 5 to 10।
अच्छा, मतलब मुझे एक्चुअली ठीक से
मतलब
समझ में नहीं आया कि कम डेटा लेने से
No,
फायदा
no,
हुआ।
no, no. There is no as such any rule for selecting this fold ka number.
ओके ओके सर।
Because see, this machine learning is completely depend on the data. So usually people go for splitting the data into 10. So that means if you consider 1/10 of the data for as a testing data, and if you
सर
repeat that procedure for
सर but
10
if we
times,
take the folds like more, then complexity will increase, right? Complexity of
yeah,
programming.
yes, yes. So number of folds must be selected according to the number of total samples you have considered for training. आता 300 सॅम्पल्स तुम्ही कन्सिडर केलेस ट्रेनिंगला, तर तुम्ही मॅक्सिमम किती फोल्ड घेऊ शकता? 300
300,
है ना?
हाँ
हा, त्याच्यावर घेऊ शकता का? नाही घेऊ शकत.
सर, बट इफ वी
पण
टेक
ठीक आहे,
300 so
if
would
you
better or
select number of folds more, see, if you select number of folds more, and if you are getting good accuracy, then you can say your model is reliable, it is robust, because based on single sample, if it is giving highest good accuracy for all 300 samples it is giving good accuracy. That means जितने छोटे में छोटा डेटा आपने दिया तो भी आपको गुड एक्यूरेसी मिलेगा. सो दैट मीन्स योर मॉडल इज वेरी रोबस्ट. ऐसा. बट अगेन आई विल रिपीट कि देयर इज नो एज सच रूल फॉर सिलेक्टिंग k folds. कितना, पर यूजुअली पीपल गो फॉर 10 folds.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, if we select number of folds very low, then the data available for training will be also very low. So the model will not be good, right?
Exactly. Now there is one more test mode below the cross validation. Can you see that? It is called as percentage split. What does it mean? There it is written as 66%. What do you think? What must be the meaning of this?
So the out of the total data, 66% data will be training data, and the remaining will be test data.
Correct. So this is also a test mode, but here only single test will be performed, isn't it?
Right. Yes.
Because you are splitted data into 60-40%, suppose. So the test will be performed only once.
Yes,
So we can't say it is reliable. It may be or it may not be. So that is why we go for k-fold cross validation, because their number of folds will be generated, and for those number of folds the test will be carried out. समझ में आ रहा है क्या मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
Yes, sir.
Yes. समझा इतना सब?
Sir, म्हणजे suppose here there are 10 folds, so the testing will be carried out 10 times.
Yes, correct. Because each fold will be considered as test data, na?
Yes, right.
Yes. Yes. बोल.
सर परसेंटेज स्प्लिट में हमने जैसे 66% था तो 66% हमारा ट्रेनिंग डेटा था और रिमेनिंग जो था वो टेस्ट डेटा था, तो क्रॉस वैलिडेशन में कितना होता है?
क्रॉस वैलिडेशन में
10 फोल्ड्स मतलब पूरा डेटा
10 folds
ट्रेनिंग में यूज
मतलब
हुआ है क्या?
10%, हाँ 10% टेस्ट डेटा एंड 90% ट्रेनिंग डेटा.
correct.
Okay.
And that 90% data will be changed for each test.
Changed. Yes.
Because that pocket will be removed, na? Each time test pocket will be removed. So even training data will be changed. That is considered as reliable test.
Okay,
समझ
sir.
आया?
Yes, sir.
Any more doubts? Now, this TP rate, that is true positive rate, FP rate, F false positive rate, precision, recall, F measure, MCC, ROC area, PRC area, हे जे आहेत ना, it is called as performance parameters of class. It is called as खाली
हाँ सर, हो सर.
So now assignment for devices all this and the formula how this value has been calculated.
So can you repeat the question? Your voice was breaking.
You have to assignment is you have to find of all these parameters. What is TP rate? What is FP rate? That is true positive rate, false positive rate. What is precision? What is recall? What is F measure? Like that. And then you have to find out formula. कि ये value कैसे निकाला है? That for good condition TP rate is 0.940. So ये कैसे निकाला है? There is formula with which this is found out.
Okay.
समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
उसके ऊपर देखो. It is written kappa statistics, root mean square error, mean absolute error. याचे पण terms तुम्ही शोधून काढा. Again we will conduct a meeting tomorrow for 10-15 minutes where you will present this. कि इसका meaning क्या है और ये कैसे calculate है. Now last thing is then we will stop. Last 10 minutes. Result list मध्ये जा. इथे खाली दिसतंय बघ. ट्री J48 असं दिसतं बरोबर.
Yes, sir.
त्याच्यावर राईट क्लिक कर. इथे म्हण visualize tree. Now the tree will be generated and it will be shown. Okay. थोडंसं zoom in कर थोडंसं. झूम आउट. सॉरी मी झूम केलेलं त्याच्यामुळे ते थोडंसं ते हे फॉन्ट आणि हे कमी कर म्हणजे ते व्यवस्थित दिसेल.
अच्छा, ओके सर.
राईट क्लिक कर तिथे त्याच्याने होतं. हा बरोबर. थोडं कमी कर. रादर वाढव. सॉरी
वाढवतेच.
हा आणि फिट टू स्क्रीन म्हण. फिट टू स्क्रीन. येस. थोडा आता फॉन्ट कमी कर थोडा.
Auto scale.
Kshitiz, I hope you are doing it simultaneously on your desktop.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you go to first node. क्या दिखा है? सब topmost node of the tree. This is called as decision tree, binary tree, yes or no tree, discrete tree. क्या नाम बोला मैंने? ये सब याद में रखना है क्योंकि MCQ आएगा इस पे.
Okay.
Okay, rubbish thing which we have witnessed for last semester, है ना?
Yes, sir.
Anyways, okay. So topmost node is what?
Sum.
So left hand side, just go through first left hand side. चला कुणीतरी एक जण वाचा. Information is less than or equal to 34052. Classification will be maximum value. If maximum value is less than or equal to 37327, the classification will be range. And if range is less than or equal to किती है दे?
63.
63.
Then tool condition will be classified as
Nose rare.
how many samples?
41.
Yes. Similarly, the classification can be studied. समझ में आ रहा है क्या कैसे किया confusion में? Sorry, decision tree. So
Yes,
based on this model, the confusion matrix has been built.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now just go to the last node, the last classification, crater wear, on the extreme left hand side, bottom left hand side. Can you see crater wear there?
Yes, sir.
There you can see
Yes.
samples as 6/1.
Yes, sir.
What is meaning? Total 7 samples are classified as crater wear, but
Okay,
6
okay.
are correctly classified and 1 is misclassified.
Incorrectly.
Okay.
समझता है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. कळलं का डिसिजन ट्री कळला?
Yes, sir.
नाव क्षितिजच्या क्वेश्चनचा आन्सर देतो मी. तू क्षितिज काय विचारला होता प्रश्न? यू हॅड आस्क्ड मी वन क्वेश्चन इन द स्टार्ट. क्या पूछा था? यही इसके रिलेटेड ही कुछ था कि क्या पूछा था तूने? आई फॉरगॉट. यू आस्क्ड वन क्वेश्चन.
सर मुझे भी याद नहीं.
आंसर इधर है. अरे तूने ट्रेनिंग डेटा का पूछा था कुछ. ट्रेनिंग डेटा में वैल्यूज और फीचर्स कुछ कैसे प्लेस करने हैं ऐसा पूछा है.
नहीं, वो समझ में आ गया. मैं
पूछा.
मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आया था कि टेस्ट डेटा क्या है हमारा, तो वो पीछे क्लियर होगा कि वो.
Okay. Now I'll just explain how that confusion matrix has been built.
Yes, sir.
If you want to program out of this decision tree, how will you make a program? You will use if else loop, है ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You can use if else loop and you can make a program out of this decision tree. And then if you want to test this particular program on test data, मतलब आप फिर से वर्कशॉप पे गए, अलग से एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन किया और आपको वो चेक करना है. So what you can do is you can gather the data, you can find out statistical features, and then you will which feature you will select first out of all features.
Sum.
Very good. Summation. So the program will start with summation. It will only select summation first.
Yes, sir.
If the summation of that particular observation is less than or equal to 34052, it will check
Then it will
maximum
check
value.
maximum.
If that maximum value is less than or equal to 327, it will check range. And if the
Yes,
range is less than or equal to 63, it will classify it as no square. So you can make a model on MATLAB. This you can show the indicators, 6 indicators as output, A, B, C, D, E. That is good tool, notch wear, nose wear, and like that. For
Yes,
input
sir.
you can fit. So there will be 3 parts. If you want to make a model like real-time implementation iska karna hai, so there will be 3 parts. First part will be collection of raw data and finding out statistical features. बरोबर?
Yes, sir.
Second part will be this program model, बीच में होगा. और लास्ट में इसके क्या होगा? इंडिकेटर्स, मतलब लाइट्स बल्ब हो गए, नहीं तो ये हॉर्न्स हो गए, नहीं तो अलार्म्स हो गए, जिसमें ये कंडीशंस, जो कंडीशन में वो क्लासिफिकेशन होगा वो क्लासिफाई किया जाएगा।
Okay.
समझा?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
If you have any question, otherwise we will stop. We can resume to